Right, I'm going to try and do this a bit differently because I often do these videos as a sort of selfie and absolutely hate it because I can see myself speaking. So I've turned it around, got a really unprofessional setup, but hopefully this is going to work. I really want to give you a little bit of a taster of Taking Flight, which comes out next week on Friday, May the 1st. This is delving quite a long way into the book. It's there is a crossover here with book 13, The First Tree in the Greenwoods, which I don't have a copy of to hand, but is book 13 of the Coming Back to Cornwall series. I don't want to give too much away about that, but it's not surprising it's a Christmas book. This scene comes from the New Year, New Year's Eve, when there is Sophie is in town and Kate's there, who's Sophie's mum. They've agreed to meet on the harbour beach at just in time for midnight. Amber, who is Sophie's best friend, is also there, and Sophie's been struggling a little bit with Amber because Amber's got a secret girlfriend or sort of growing relationship, and she won't tell Sophie who it is yet. But Sophie thinks she's put two and two together. So we'll start at a point where she's sort of approaching Amber about that. She's too young, Amber. I tried to say it gently, but I'm really truly shocked. And who are you to talk about too young? Amber hisses. What about you and Rory? And at least I can't get her pregnant. As soon as these words are out of her mouth, Amber looks like she'd like the ground to swallow her up. What's all this about, girls? Mum asks now. Who's too young and who's pregnant? She looks at me and it's like something clicks in her mind. Sophie, not you. You're not... No, but I feel like I see something. A little glimmer of... Is that hope in her eyes? No, I say, I'm not. And I glare at Amber and she glares back. And into the middle of it all walks Alice in her little Bo Peep costume. Everything all right? It's fine, I try to say. I wouldn't say that, says Amber. Nor me, says Mum. Apparently Sophie's pregnant. What? Asks Alice, looking concerned. Really? No, I say, I'm not, and I never was. But Amber said about somebody getting pregnant. She said about Rory. No, Mum exclaims again. That was years ago, Sophie, you weren't. You didn't. She wasn't, Alice confirms. And she didn't. You knew about it, Mum turns on Alice. You knew my daughter was pregnant and you didn't tell me. You need to listen, Kate, to what I'm saying, says Alice, and she looks at me. She wasn't pregnant, it was just a little scare. A little scare, Mum exclaims. Sophie had a little scare and you didn't think to tell me. And you didn't want to tell me. My mum rounds on me. I see whatever that glimmer was in her eyes has been replaced by tears. Just behind her, I see Amber take a step back. She is staring at me wide-eyed and full of regret, but it's too late for that now. I just glare at her and she turns and flees. I didn't, Mum, because I knew how you'd react, just like this. Oh, but not St. Alice, right? There's no need for that, Kate, Alice says, trying her best to be reasonable. It was just one of those things, something and nothing. Well, thanks very much, both of you, Mum says, just as Jacob runs up, breathless and joyful. Sophie, he flings himself at me. Happy New Year. Mum doesn't correct him, instead just standing there close to tears as the countdown to midnight begins and the crowd joins in. Dad and Ben and Holly reaching us at the count of 6. Dad putting his arm around Alice, though looking round at us all clearly puzzled, even as he continues to shout out the numbers. There's no sign of David or Martin, which is a bit of a relief, as I don't know what I'd say to them now. And I stand there, my hands on Jacob's shoulders, my mum refusing to look at me or Alice, and Isaac looking incredibly awkward, while all around us people shout with glee, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! There are fireworks and groups of people all around us, interlocking arms, singing Auld Lang Syne, while it feels like we're stuck in the middle, like time has stood still and I don't know how to break this deadlock, until somebody taps me on the shoulder and I turn And I am sure now this must all be a really, really weird and horrible dream, as I see. I'm not going to tell you, sorry. That is a key scene in the book, so I'm not going to give that away now. But hopefully that's given you a little taster of one of the sort of more dramatic moments. Yeah, I've really enjoyed writing it actually. So Sophie has been a sort of character all the way through the Coming Back to Cornwall books, but she's never had enough of a spotlight on her. And, you know, her situation's difficult with being Sam and Kate's daughter, but them being in different places, having different partners, having new children. So it's been really good writing Sophie's story, and I really hope you will enjoy it. You can pre-order it now on Kindle, and it will be in sale on Kindle and in paperback next week on Friday 1st of May. Thank you for watching.